Prime time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
And turning to local news now, the City of Lloydminster is discussing changes to the current video surveillance policy. Now, this policy was last updated in 2015, and it's been brought up to Council to change definitions, plus the possibility of adding more video surveillance here in Lloydminster.
Would be to add potentially more surveillance cameras on city property to protect city property, or to at least give us the evidence that we need to see prosecution go forward if there is vandalism, as an example, and that was discussed. A number, I believe it was 39 events alone at Bud Miller Park this year.
With a rise in vandalism numbers continuing this year, the policy aims to target areas lacking in current surveillance.
We're trying to protect the city assets. We have two choices. We can hire more security, which is very expensive, as people know, and 24-hour, which doesn't always answer the situation. We have, or police, and the same problem. Whereas video surveillance, A, acts as a deterrent, and B, gives us the resources that we may need to pass that on to the police for prosecution if there is vandalism taking place.
The video surveillance policy will return to Council for further discussions in the near future. And if you're looking to go swimming indoors, you better make a splash soon, as the BioQueen Aquatic Center is closing for routine annual maintenance starting on Monday. In addition to extensive cleaning, the city plans to do work on the pool's wave machine, tiles, and replace the diving blocks. Now, the work is expected to run until September 24th. Pool memberships are on hold during the maintenance. The outdoor pool, though, will stay open until early September. The City of Cold Lake is providing better access to drinking water in the community this summer. 2 public water stations have been set up in the community. One is located at Kinosoo Beach and has 2 drinking fountains on each side, with a water bottle filling station in the center. The other station is in South Cold Lake in the downtown area and features a single filling station. The downtown water station uses a fire hydrant as a water supply, thanks to work done by the utility department.
They designed it and put it together, shined it all up so it was easily to be maintained and washed and cleaned, and then just set up the hookup so it was easy to connect to the hydrant with a valve, and then they take the valve off when the fire department needs to access it.
The city selected high traffic areas, and so far the stations have been used a lot.
Canada Day, we have big celebrations downtown. Our parade goes by there. We have Aqua Days in August, so we have tons of people at the beach with boat races and vendors and everything. Tons of people are using them.
Now, these stations were budgeted for in the 2023 capital budget at a cost of $20,000. And now Abby St. John is here for a look at weather, and it was still a warm-ish day today, but not as warm as we've seen the past couple of days.
Yeah, definitely. The sun was out, which was nice. It was a little bit overcast this morning, but the sun definitely fought its way to the surface, and we saw some sun. It was quite windy this afternoon.
Yeah. Moving those clouds a lot too,
yes,
hey? Yeah.
Yes, I went out in the afternoon and it was pretty windy. I thought I was going to get blown over, but it definitely is feeling a little bit cooler than what the last couple of days, but it was still quite a nice day out.
Yeah, can't complain with it.
Yeah, definitely not. It is currently 21. We were closer to the 30s the last couple of days, but we're now dropped down to 21, which it's still in the 20s, so it's not too bad, and that sun is out this afternoon, which has been really nice to see. It was a little cloudy this morning, and I was hoping that it would clear up, and it definitely did do that, which is nice. Across the region, similar temperatures would dropped on the Alberta side, 22 in Provost and Vegreville, 23 in Wainwright and out in Edmonton, 21 in Vermilion, Bonnyville and Lac La Biche, 20 in Cold Lake, St. Paul and Marwayne. And on the Saskatchewan side, a little bit cooler of temperatures in some regions, St. Walburg, Meadow Lake, Green Lake and Isle Cross all sitting just below 20 degrees at 19. 20 out in Pearson, 22 in Maidstone and North Battleford, and 23 out in Macklin. So most of the regions close here are experiencing those little cooler of temperatures compared to the last couple of days. Overnight tonight in North Battleford, it will drop to 8 degrees, but it will be a very clear evening, so that will be nice if you want to sit outside for a bit, look up at the stars. And then tomorrow, North Battleford is looking at a very hot day, 32 degrees, partially sunny skies. Definitely make sure if you're outside, you're protecting yourself from the sun, sunscreen, wearing a hat, drinking lots of water. That's very, very important. And then in Cold Lake overnight tonight, no real chance of rain as we saw the last couple of days. 12 degrees will be your evening temperature. It will be mostly clear skies, but there will be some patches of clouds in the sky here and there. And then tomorrow we'll jump right back up to 28 degrees. So we took a break today from the really warm temperatures, but tomorrow will be right back up to 28 and a mix of sun and cloud. And then here in Lloydminster, we will have a very clear night, which is always lovely to see, especially if you love looking up the stars like I do. I love when there is a clear night out to do so. And it will only be 12 degrees, so it'll be very nice temperature just to sit outside for a little bit. And then tomorrow, another warm day, 30 degrees. We might have a breezy morning like we saw today and a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, but it will be very, very warm. So definitely take those preventative measures to protect yourself from the sun. And then over the next 3 days, like I said, tomorrow we're jumping up to 30 degrees with a low of 13. However, we drop on Friday and Saturday. 18 is as hot as it's going to get on Friday with a low of 9, and expect some showers within the morning. And then on Saturday, to start your weekend off, there will be about 41% chance of some showers in the morning, and it will only be 19 and with a low of 7. So we're thinking it's going to be a little cooler of a weekend for you there. I'll have more of your weather forecast later on in the show.
Thanks for that, Abby. Bit of a yo-yo when it comes to those temperatures. Stay with us, though. After the break, we'll take a look at today's business headlines. And moving to sports now, the Lloydminster Bobcats school's first group is running now at the Civic Center, and our Thomas Wildman stopped by to check it out.
80 kids from the ages of 8 to 13 are working on their hockey skills as well as playing fun fitness games and learning about the health and science of hockey.
Overall in the week, we want it to be fun experience for them, a learning experience for them. So we have the on ice and doing individual skill work. We've had Pure Vibe Studios here do yoga, Violet Eyes to learn about optometry, Wayside Dental about teeth, and the list continues. We'll have the canine dog here as well this week, and then outside we're doing fitness and fun craft stuff that also gets you involved and moving, and they're creating new friendships as the week goes on, so we see that too, and it's just great to see so many smiles and having a fun time throughout the day.
To help with skill development and mentorship are coaches Brad Riella and Jeff Wojciechka, as well as several Bobcats players.
We're teaching them some skating stuff, so that's really important at a young age to get that skating stuff, like edges and all that stuff, the forward stride, backwards. So we've been teaching a lot of that stuff, and we've been doing some stations, which is good, with some puck work and stick handling, so it's been good so far.
Also helping out are members of the U18 Lloydminster Steelers, as well as other female coaches, in order to bring a complete hockey camp experience to the young girls attending as well.
It's honestly really exciting. It's really fun to see the kids have so much fun playing the sport that we've all grown up playing and enjoyed, and seeing everybody get better through the week is really, really exciting.
A whole new group of kids will be coming to the Civic Center next week for the second week of camp. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
Looks like those kids had a fun time, and you could see it wasn't too cold outside. Let's check in with Abby St. John for another look at weather.
Thanks so much, Jace. Yes, it wasn't as warm as the last couple of days, but it was still quite nice out once the sun came out in the early morning or early afternoon, late morning. 21 degrees currently here in Lloydminster, so not too bad. At least we're still over that 20-degree mark, which is always nice to see. It is a little bit on the windier side this afternoon. That kind of picked up, but it didn't feel like it was cold when I went outside. I just was hoping that I wasn't going to be blown away, which I wasn't, but that's always a risk when I go outside in the wind. Across the region, similar temperatures, a little bit lower than what we saw over the past couple of days is the trend across Alberta. 25 in Red Deer and in Edson, 29 in Jasper. They're still sitting nice and warm. 24 in Rocky Mountain House and 23 in Edmonton, Whitecourt, and Athabasca. And then on the Saskatchewan side, cooler than what we saw in Alberta, 19 in Melfort and Meadow Lake, 20 in Prince Albert, 22 in North Battleford, and 21 in Saskatoon. And then if we take a look at northern temperatures, 19 in Stony Rapids, Wollaston Lake, and La Loche, 21 in South End, 15 in Flin Flon, so they're sitting at the coolest, and 19 also in Buffalo Narrows, 21 up in Uranium City. And then on the Alberta side, 28 in Grand Prairie, 20 in Slave Lake, 24 in Peace River, 22 in Fort Mac, 21 in Fort Chipewyan, and 23 in High Level. So similar temperatures to what we're seeing here in this region as well. And then if we go down south, they are warm temperatures, but if you remember the past couple of days in the 30s, they are a little bit more cooler today. Medicine Hat and Lethbridge sitting at 28, 27 in Calgary, 24 in Coronation, and 30 out in Banff. And then on the Saskatchewan side, 24 in Swift Current and Kindersley, 23 in Moose Jaw and in Estevan, 21 in Regina, and Yorkton only at 15. So they're also sitting fairly cool out today. And then overnight tonight in North Battleford, it will drop to 8 degrees, but it will be a very clear night out, so that is always nice to see in the evenings. No cloud coverage. If you like looking up at the stars, that's a perfect opportunity to do so. In Cold Lake overnight, it will be 12 degrees. So again, not too cold. It's a very nice evening and some patchy clouds throughout the evening. And then overnight tonight across the region, 9 degrees in Meadow Lake, 12 in Bonnyville, 11 in Provost, 13 in Isla Cross, and 10 in Paradise Hill. Mainly clear skies for those areas, with Provost sitting at the clearest. There's going to be a little bit of cloud coverage in the rest of those areas. And then more temperatures across the region overnight tonight. 12 degrees in Mirnam, 9 in Pierceland and in Unity, 11 in Wainwright, and 13 in Calgary. And it's looking very clear overnight tonight for Unity, Wainwright, and Calgary, with some cloud coverage in Mirnam and in Pierceland. And then overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, we are also sitting at a very clear evening with 12 as your evening temperature. So it's going to be a very nice evening out tonight. Compared to last night where we did see some rainfall, it's going to be a nice switch up. And then over the next 7 days, 30 will be your daytime high for tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud with a low of 13. And then on Friday, things cool off with a 90% chance of some morning showers at 18 for your daytime high and your low of 9. And then on Saturday, it will be a high of 19 with a low of 7 degrees with some morning showers here and there throughout the morning. And then on Sunday, we go back up to the 20s at 21 for your daytime high with a low of 10, the mix of sun and cloud. And then on Monday, we get back to cloud. The next week is looking very cloudy and possibly very rainy. High of 21 on Monday with a 46% chance of some showers, 75% chance on Tuesday with just a high of 18. And then on Wednesday, to wrap up your 7-day forecast, it will be a high of 22 degrees and a very cloudy day. Hopefully that changes before we get there, but that is what it's looking like for right now. That is a look at your extended weather forecast. Jace Mackey will have more news coming up after the break.
Jacqueline Weed is here today from Big Brothers Big Sisters Lloydminster, talking about a new initiative by the group that can hopefully get couples to join together and volunteer for something and help out a good cause. So Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for inviting me.
Let's talk about the Couples for Kids program, Jacqueline. How does this work where couples can get together and help out your organization?
Right. So it's like a big brother or big sister match. So we screen and train the mentors in the relationship and then match them with a child who has similar interests and is in the age group that they want to be matched with. The difference is that when you're in a couples match, we screen both parties, so both adults, and then they can either take the child out by themselves or together. So for those people that maybe aren't for sure that they're going to have the time all the time, like once a week, then their partner, who's been screened as well, could then do that. So we have in the past, many years ago, had some couples matches, and sometimes one of the mentors would pick the child up, they'd go and make supper, then the other mentor would be home, and then they would do something together. So it gives a bit of flexibility. And it also, helps kids to it never hurts to have more than one mentor, right? So they also then get to be in another household, see how another household functions and runs, and how everyone participates together. So, it's just one more person to have a positive influence on them.
And how much time would you ask for each week from the couples who are involved in this program, Jacqueline?
So they're matched according to interest. So really the time varies depending on what it is that they're doing. So, if their thing is one week they're going to do yard work, well, that could be all day on a Saturday. Or if it's something they're going to do on an evening, then, going to the movies or just going to Tim Hortons or something like that, right? So it just depends, again, the activity is that they're doing. But we ask for there to be weekly contact, and then at a minimum, they're getting together every 10 days, because otherwise you're really having a long gap in between there.
And what are the ages of the kids that this would involve?
The kids that we match in our agency, they can be matched until they're 18 and starting when they're 6. So typically we match between the ages of 6 and 16.
And I know, unfortunately, you always have lots of kids that are waiting to get somebody to be matched up with, Jacqueline. So how many kids are on the list currently?
Right now we have 29.
Okay, so obviously lots of room for people if they want to volunteer.
Yeah. As you match a child or as we advertise for mentors, then families see and they want to learn more about the agency and they sign up too, which is really great because we have so many great kids that are just waiting for somebody to spend time with.
And now outside of this program, Jacqueline, if somebody wants to just sign up as a member of Big Brothers Big Sisters to help out and they're not part of a couple, is it the same type of commitment that is required?
Yeah, all of the screening training, all of the time commitment for the community-based is what we call it. It's the Big Brother Big Sister couples match program is the same. And then we will be in the fall, we're shifting to recruitment. Well, not shifting, but we're looking to recruit mentors for our in-school mentoring program, which is 1 hour a week at a school during the day. So if somebody, wanted to spend their lunch hour mentoring a child and going to the school and having fun, to break up their work day or, because they have a few hours free, that's a great program as well. But it doesn't involve any evenings or weekends or anything like that.
What is involved in the screening process for Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Well, because we are matching children with people that we don't know, right? There's an application that they go through and we check some references. We do an interview, we do some developmental relationship training, we do some Big Brothers Big Sisters training. And mostly that's just conversations around, to give them some tools and some tips for working with kids, things that they, how to set boundaries and that kind of stuff. Activities you can do, activities you should shy away from because there are some. And then we do a meeting with the parent once they've decided that this is the child they want to be matched with. and then we introduce the child last. So it's not that they need a lot of skills to be a mentor, just the time and the commitment to follow through with the screening process, and then, of course, once they're matched.
Well, Jacqueline, fundraising is also important to Big Brothers Big Sisters always, and I see you're going to be involved with the CPCA breakfast with the championships in town. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've worked here for 20 years, and as long as I've worked here, we've always done a pancake breakfast for the CPCA finals. So we're super excited. On Sunday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the exhibition and the Dick Jones Sales Pavilion, we will once again be doing the CPCA finals pancake breakfast. So every little bit helps. We do raise half of our fundraising, but half of our operating budget ourselves through doing fundraising in the community. So every event that people see us out at is something where we're raising funds to help support our mentoring programs, which are the ones we just talked about. So every little bit helps.
If people are looking for more information on this program or to get involved or even help out with fundraising, Jacqueline, where do they go to get that?
They can either message our Facebook page, they can, there's an inquiry volunteer now button on our website, or they can give us a call at the office. It'll all reach us and we'll get back to them.
All right, Jacqueline, well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Bernie Funk, an event planner with the Saskatchewan Pet Expo. Thank you so much for joining us today, Bernie.
Thank you very much.
Of course, no problem. I'm really excited to be able to speak on this because the Saskatchewan Pet Expo is going on the road. So this is pretty exciting. So starting off with the most simple question, what exactly is this?
This is a show to showcase pet rescues, shelters, pet businesses. It was organized at first to raise awareness for all the pet rescues in the province. Just a lot because a lot of people are only aware of one rescue, which is the SPCA, when in fact there are literally dozens of different rescues, and even more so in Alberta that I've found after doing some research. So it's to bring everyone together who loves their pets. There's so much involved in it. There's veterinarians, there's groomers, there are people who make pet food, pet toys, treats, all that kind of thing. And then I also welcome any business really that is not pet related. So, I mean, if you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner or anything like that, you're also welcome to join. And the last Pet Expo I put on here in June in Saskatoon, we had over 100 vendors, which is actually a record. So.
Oh no, that's really awesome. Now, when exactly will this be happening and where? Just for people to get some more of that information, just so they can expect it.
This will be held October 14th and 15th at the Lloydminster Agricultural Exhibition.
Perfect. And for people that want to kind of help support, there's vendors that are needed right now. So how can they kind of help out with that and just be able to help support and just be able to help participate in this?
Well, I've got ads all over social media looking for vendors. With my contact information, of course, so they can just reach out, which has actually happened. The Pet Expo has been around for, this is the eighth year, sorry, and I have people reaching out to me that from other provinces that I don't even find. So it's gained some popularity for sure.
And what would you say with this Saskatchewan Pet Expo, why it's so important? What exactly is the reason for having this expo, that it kind of travels around, goes on the road, and has all these vendors?
It's because people love their pets. I mean, I have pets myself, and most people do anything and everything for their pets. Whether it's their health and wellness, or dressing them up for Halloween, or making sure that they have healthy food, well taken care of by a veterinarian, anything health issues like that. So that's why I started this, and it's just kind of exploded over the last few years.
Perfect, perfect. And I know you were saying you're already kind of posting, putting ads everywhere, but for people that may not have caught this, they want some more information. Where exactly can they find that information online?
They can find it on Facebook on the Saskatchewan Pet Expo page.
No, that's no problem. Well, I hope you see some strong support for this, Bernie. I'm sure you will. But is there anything else you'd like to add for the expo? May have missed out on, want to let people know about?
There's also lots of entertainment. I'm trying to get some agility dogs into the show. There's going to be bouncy castles for the kids. Fortunately, this year a company is coming up from Edmonton to give pony rides, and they're bringing a petting zoo as well. So it's really for the whole family.
No, that sounds really awesome. Sounds like there's a lot for the whole family and everything. It sounds like it's gonna be
There's
really
just
fun.
so much. Yeah, absolutely.
No, perfect, Bernie. It sounds like it's going to be fun for the whole family indeed. So, some fun stuff. And of course, it's really important for all the pets out there. So, once again, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, thank you very much.
And before we go tonight, a new healthy food policy inside Newfoundland Health Centre means no more candy or donuts. It's kind of an interesting story here. The policy is aimed at offering healthier food and drink options in all healthcare facilities in that province, including cafeterias, vending machines, and gift shops. Now, the first phase came into effect in June, and they removed candy and sports drinks. By next June, all chips, flavored water, soft drinks, they'll all be removed, and by 2025, all candy bars will no longer be available. Now, they're trying to provide healthier options to patients, visitors, and staff. I can kind of see their point, but
yeah. And I can see it from like the point of view for the patients too, because obviously they're the most vulnerable when they're in the hospital.
yeah.
But
And you should be eating healthy food when you're trying to heal up. Yeah.
But visitors coming, it comes back to, some people like to stress eat and having something salty or something sweet and stuff. I'm curious to see what if it's only specifically going to be water, just water, no electrolyte drinks like vitamin water or Gatorade. I'm curious.
Sports
to see.
drinks are off, they said in that.
Okay.
So.
I agree to an extent, but
a little excessive.
It's
maybe.
A little excessive.
You be the judge, though. That's all the time we have for this edition of Primetime Local News. Have a great night.